Book of Jubilees, chapter 28. And he went on his journey, and came to the land of the east to Laban, the brother of Rebekah. And he was with him, and served him for Rachel his daughter 1 week. And in the first year of the 3rd week he said unto him, Give me my wife, for whom I have served you 7 years. And Laban said unto Jacob, I will give you your wife. And Laban made a feast, and took Leah his elder daughter, and gave her to Jacob, as a wife, and gave her Zilpah his handmaid for an handmaid. And Jacob did not know, for he thought that she was Rachel. And he went in unto her, and behold, she was Leah. And Jacob was angry with Laban, and said unto him, Why have you dealt thus with me? Did not I serve you for Rachel, and not for Leah? Why have you wronged me? Take your daughter, and I will go, for you have done evil to me. For Jacob loved Rachel more than Leah. For Leah's eyes were weak, but her form was very handsome. But Rachel had beautiful eyes and a beautiful and very handsome form. And Laban said to Jacob, It is not so done in our country to give the younger before the elder. And it is not right to do this, for thus it is ordained, and written in the heavenly tablets, that no one should give his younger daughter before the elder. But the elder one gives first, and after her the younger, and the man who does so they set down guilt against him in heaven, and none is righteous that does this thing, for this deed is evil before Yahuwah. And command you the children of Yashar'al that they do not this thing. Let them neither take nor give the younger before they have given the elder, for it is very wicked. And Laban said to Jacob, Let the 7 days of the feast of this one pass by, and I shall give you Rachel, that you may serve me another 7 years, that you may pasture my sheep as you did in the former week. And on the day when the 7 days of the feast of Leah had passed, Laban gave Rachel to Jacob, that he might serve him another 7 years, and he gave to Rachel Bilhah the sister of Zilpah as a handmaid. And he served yet other 7 years for Rachel, for Leah had been given to him for nothing. And Yahuwah opened the womb of Leah, and she conceived and bare Jacob a son, and he called his name Reuben on the 14th day of the 9th month, in the 1st year of the 3rd week. But the womb of Rachel was closed, for Yahuwah saw that Leah was hated and Rachel loved. And again Jacob went in unto Leah, and she conceived and bare Jacob a 2nd son, and he called his name Simeon on the 21st of the 10th month, and in the 3rd year of this week. And again Jacob went in unto Leah, and she conceived and bare him a 3rd son, and he called his name Levi in the new moon of the 1st month in the 6th year of this week. And again Jacob went in unto her, and she conceived and bare him a 4th son, and he called his name Judah on the 15th of the 3rd month, in the 1st year of the 4th week. And on account of all this Rachel envied Leah, for she did not bear, and she said to Jacob, Give me children. And Jacob said, Have I withheld from you the fruits of your womb? Have I forsaken you? And when Rachel saw that Leah had borne 4 sons to Jacob, Reuben and Simeon and Levi and Judah, she said unto him, Go in unto Bilhah my handmaid, and she will conceive and bear a son unto me. And she gave him Bilhah her handmaid to wife. And he went in unto her, and she conceived and bare him a son, and he called his name Dan, on the 9th of the 6th month, in the 6th year of the 3rd week. And Jacob went in again unto Bilhah a 2nd time, and she conceived and bare Jacob another son, and Rachel called his name Naphtali on the 5th of the 7th month, in the 2nd year of the 4th week. And when Leah saw that she had become sterile and did not bear, she envied Rachel, and she also gave her handmaid Zilpah to Jacob to wife, and she conceived and bare a son, and Leah called his name Gad on the 12th of the 8th month, in the 3rd year of the 4th week. And he went in again unto her, and she conceived and bare him a 2nd son, and Leah called his name Asher on the 2nd of the 11th month, in the 5th year of the 4th week. And Jacob went in unto Leah, and she conceived and bare a son, and she called his name Issachar on the 4th of the 5th month, in the 4th year of the 4th week, and she gave him to a nurse. And Jacob went in again unto her, and she conceived and bare 2 children, a son and a daughter, and she called the name of the son Zebulon, and the name of the daughter Dinah, in the 7th of the 7th month, in the 6th year of the 4th week. And Yahuwah was favorable to Rachel, and opened her womb, and she conceived and bare a son, and she called his name Joseph on the new moon of the 4th month, in the 6th year in this 4th week. And in the days when Joseph was born, Jacob said to Laban, Give me my wives and sons, and let me go to my father Isaac, and let me make me an house. For I have completed the years in which I have served you for your 2 daughters, and I will go to the house of my father. And Laban said to Jacob, Tarry with me for your wages, and pasture my flock for me again, and take your wages. And they agreed with one another that he should give him as his wages those of the lambs and kids which were born black and spotted and white. These were to be his wages. And all the sheep brought forth spotted and speckled and black, variously marked, and they brought forth again lambs like themselves, and all that were spotted were Jacob's, and those which were not were Laban's. And Jacob's possessions multiplied exceedingly, and he possessed oxen and sheep and donkeys and camels, and men servants and maidservants. And Laban and his sons envied Jacob, and Laban took back his sheep from him, and he observed him with evil intent. Chapter 29. And it came to pass when Rachel had borne Joseph that Laban went to shear his sheep, for they were distant from him a 3 days' journey. And Jacob saw that Laban was going to shear his sheep, and Jacob called Leah and Rachel, and spake kindly unto them that they should come with him to the land of Canaan. For he told them how he had seen everything in a dream, even all that he had spoken unto him that he should return to his father's house. And they said, To every place whither you go we will go with you. And Jacob blessed the Elohim of Isaac his father, and the Elohim of Abraham his father's father. And he arose and mounted his wives and his children, and took all his possessions, and crossed the river, and came to the land of Gilead. And Jacob hid his intention from Laban, and told him not. And in the 7th year of the 4th week Jacob turned his face toward Gilead in the 1st month, on the 21st thereof. And Laban pursued after him, and overtook Jacob in the mountain of Gilead in the 3rd month, on the 13th thereof. And Yahuwah did not suffer him to injure Jacob, for he appeared to him in a dream by night. And Laban spake to Jacob. And on the 15th of those days Jacob made a feast for Laban, and for all who came with him. And Jacob sware to Laban that day, and Laban also to Jacob, that neither should cross the mountain of Gilead to the other with evil purpose. And he made there a heap for a witness. Wherefore the name of that place is called, the heap of witness, after this heap. But before they used to call the land of Gilead the land of the Rephaim, for it was the land of the Rephaim, and the Rephaim were born there giants whose height was 10 9, 8 down to 7 cubits. And their habitation was from the land of the children of Ammon to Mount Hermon, and the seats of their kingdom were Carnam and Ashtaroth, and Edrei and Mizar and Baon. And Yahuwah destroyed them because of the evil of their deeds, for they were very malignant, and the Amorites dwelt in their stead, wicked and sinful, and there is no people today which has wrought to the full all their sins, and they have no longer length of life on the earth. And Jacob sent away Laban, and he departed into Mesopotamia, the land of the east, and Jacob returned to the land of Gilead. And he passed over the Jabbok in the 9th month, on the 11th thereof. And on that day Esau, his brother, came to him, and he was reconciled to him, and departed from him unto the land of Seir. But Jacob dwelt in tents. And in the 1st year of the 5th week, in this Jubilee, he crossed the Jordan, and dwelt beyond the Jordan. And he pastured his sheep from the sea of the heap unto Bethshan, and unto Dothan, and unto the forest of Akrabim. And he sent to his father Isaac of all his substance, clothing and food, and meat, and drink, and milk, and butter, and cheese, and some dates of the valley. And to his mother Rebekah also 4 times a year between the times of the months, between plowing and reaping, and between autumn and the rain season, and between winter and spring, to the tower of Abraham. For Isaac had returned from the well of the oath, and gone up to the tower of his father Abraham, and he dwelt there apart from his son Esau. For in the days when Jacob went to Mesopotamia, Esau took to himself a wife, Mahalath the daughter of Ishmael, and he gathered together all the flocks of his father and his wives, and went up and dwelt on Mount Seir, and left Isaac his father at the well of the oath alone. And Isaac went up from the well of the oath, and dwelt in the tower of Abraham his father, on the mountains of Hebron. And thither Jacob sent all that he did send to his father and his mother from time to time, all they needed, and they blessed Jacob with all their heart and with all their soul. Chapter 30. And in the 1st year of the 6th week he went up to Salem, to the east of Shechem, in peace, in the 4th month. And there they carried off Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, into the house of Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, the prince of the land. And he lay with her and defiled her, and she was a little girl, a child of 12 years. And he besought his father and her brothers that she might be given to him to wife. And Jacob and his sons were wroth because of the men of Shechem. For they had defiled Dinah their sister, and they spake to them with evil intent, and dealt deceitfully with them, and beguiled them. And Simeon and Levi came unexpectedly to Shechem, and executed judgment on all the men of Shechem, and slew all the men whom they found in it, and left not a single one remaining in it. They slew all in torments, because they had dishonored their sister Dinah. And thus let it not again be done from henceforth, that a daughter of Yashar'al be defiled. For judgment is ordained in heaven against them, that they should destroy with the sword all the men of the Shechemites, because they had wrought shame in Yashar'al. And Yahuwah delivered them into the hands of the sons of Jacob, that they might exterminate them with the sword, and execute judgment upon them. And that it might not thus again be done in Yashar'al, that a virgin of Yashar'al should be defiled. And if there is any man who wishes in Yashar'al to give his daughter, or his sister to any man who is of the seed of the Gentiles, he shall surely die. And they shall stone him with stones, for he have wrought shame in Yashar'al. And they shall burn the woman with fire, because she has dishonored the name of the house of her father, and she shall be rooted out of Yashar'al. And let not an adulteress and no uncleanness be found in Yashar'al throughout all the days of the generations of the earth. For Yashar'al is set apart unto Yahuwah, and every man who has defiled it shall surely die. They shall stone him with stones. For thus has it been ordained and written in the heavenly tablets regarding all the seed of Yashar'al, he who defile it shall surely die, and he shall be stoned with stones. And to this law there is no limit of days, and no remission, nor any atonement. But the man who has defiled his daughter shall be rooted out in the midst of all Yashar'al, because he has given of his seed to Moloch, and wrought impiously so as to defile it. And do you, Moses, command the children of Yashar'al, and exhort them not to give their daughters to the Gentiles, and not to take for their sons any of the daughters of the Gentiles, for this is abominable before Yahuwah. For this reason I have written for you in the words of the law all the deeds of the Shechemites, which they wrought against Dinah. And how the sons of Jacob spake, saying, We will not give our daughter to a man who is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach unto us. And it is a reproach to Yashar'al, to those who live, and to those that take the daughters of the Gentiles, for this is unclean and abominable to Yashar'al. And Yashar'al will not be free from this uncleanness, if it has a wife of the daughters of the Gentiles, or has given any of its daughters to a man who is of any of the Gentiles. For there will be plague upon plague, and curse upon curse, and every judgment, and plague, and curse will come upon him. If he do this thing, or hide his eyes from those who commit uncleanness, or those who defile the sanctuary of Yahuwah, or those who profane his set-apart name, then will the whole nation together be judged for all the uncleanness and profanation of this man. And there will be no respect of persons, and no consideration of persons, and no receiving at his hands of fruits and offerings and burnt offerings and fat, nor the fragrance of sweet savor, so as to accept it. And so fare every man or woman in Yashar'al who defiles the sanctuary. For this reason I have commanded you, saying, Testify this testimony to Yashar'al, see how the Shechemites fared, and their sons, how they were delivered into the hands of 2 sons of Jacob. And they slew them under tortures, and it was reckoned unto them for righteousness, and it is written down to them for righteousness. And the seed of Levi was chosen for the priesthood, and to be Levites, that they might minister before Yahuwah as we continually, and that Levi and his sons may be blessed forever. For he was zealous to execute righteousness and judgment and vengeance on all those who arose against Yashar'al. And so they inscribed as a testimony in his favor on the heavenly tablets blessing and righteousness before the Elohim of all. And we remember the righteousness which the man fulfilled during his life at all periods of the year, until 1,000 generations they will record it. And it will come to him and to his descendants after him, and he has been recorded on the heavenly tablets as a friend and a righteous man. All this account I have written for you, and have commanded you to say to the children of Yashar'al that they should not commit sin nor transgress the ordinances nor break the covenant which has been ordained for them, but that they should fulfill it and be recorded as friends. But if they transgress and work uncleanness in every way, they will be recorded on the heavenly tablets as adversaries. And they will be destroyed out of the book of life, and they will be recorded in the book of those who will be destroyed, and with those who will be rooted out of the earth. And on the day when the sons of Jacob slew Shechem, a writing was recorded in their favor in heaven that they had executed righteousness and uprightness and vengeance on the sinners, and it was written for a blessing. And they brought Dinah their sister out of the house of Shechem, and they took captive everything that was in Shechem, their sheep and their oxen and their donkeys, and all their wealth, and all their flocks, and brought them all to Jacob their father. And he reproached them, because they had put the city to the sword, for he feared those who dwelt in the land, the Canaanites and the Perizzites. And the dread of Yahuwah was upon all the cities which are around about Shechem. And they did not rise to pursue after the sons of Jacob, for terror had fallen upon them.